Okay, here we go. Hello YouTube, Geezer and the gang here, at home. Lucy recently celebrated her 62nd birthday. She's giving me that look. And anyhow, our granddaughter Kinzee made her a Black Forrest cake, Lucy's favorite. And of course we devoured that. And now Kinzee's here visiting us for a few days, and Granny's convinced her to make another Black Forest cake for her, and we thought it'd be kind of fun to do a video. Geezer at the wheel hasn't had a cooking segment at all, so we're going to do a little shameless brag video on our granddaughter and get a cooking show at the same time. So here's Kinzee making her Black Forest cake. Hope you enjoy. We're going to.
So today I'll be making a Black Forest cake. My first step is to preheat the oven to 350, which I already did. And then you combine your all-purpose flour, which is 1 3/4 of a cup. And then your sugar, which is 2 cups. And then the cocoa powder, it's unsweetened cocoa powder, and it's 3/4 of a cup. Then your baking soda, which is 2 teaspoons. And then your baking powder, which is 1 teaspoon. And then the sugar, which is 1/2 teaspoon. And then you mix this all together. Until it's all white or mostly white. And you need to make your liquid mixture, which is 2 eggs, which I already cracked. And then your 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. And then it's 1 cup strong brewed coffee. And then it's your 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then it's soured milk, which is 1 cup of milk and 1 tablespoon of vinegar.
Oh, that looks delightful.
Yeah. It's the chemical reaction of the milk and the vinegar. And then you got to mix this all together. Add in a little bit of your flour mixture. And then you gotta mix that back in. After you are done mixing your batter well, then you put it in 2 cake pans, which are 8 inches. I put in parchment paper in order, parchment paper will make it easier to take the cake out when it's done baking. So now you just pour in your cake batter. And you want to try getting it evenly. Now that you have put your cake batter in the pans, then you got to put your cake pans in the oven for 30 minutes at 350, or until you do your toothpick test, which is when you stick it in the middle of the cake, nothing will come out, like no cake will come out. So while the cake is baking, you gotta make your cherry pie filling. So you need 4 cups of cherries, 1 cup of sugar, and 1/4 cup of cornstarch. So the first step is to mix all of your dry ingredients. So now you gotta mix all of these together. So you gotta have this on low heat. Put it on like 2. And you gotta wait for them to get hot. And you wanna keep all of the juices in there because it adds more of a flavor. So now that you have your mixture at a simmer, or your cherries at a simmer, then you gotta put it in your cornstarch and flour mixture. Then you gotta mix it.
Looks like you're doing a little at a time, right?
Yep, you just wanna put in a little at a time so that you don't get a lot of lumps. Now your mixture is pretty well mixed in with your cherries, and now you just want to take it off of the heat so that way it gets set up.
I wish you folks could smell this. My gosh, it smells good. Mmm.
So now that your cakes are cooled down, you're going to need to flip them onto a plate so that way they'll get cooler, and that way you can put in your filling and stuff like that.
Is cake pan still hot?
And then now you have to take off your parchment paper. And then you have your cake. So now the next thing that I'm going to make is the whipped cream that you put in the center and on top of the cake. You're going to start out with heavy whipping cream. It's 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Then now that you've poured in your heavy whipping cream, you have to mix it. Okay, that is a little thicker now, so then you are putting in your powdered sugar, which is 1 tablespoon. And then you're putting in vanilla extract, which is 1 teaspoon. So then you gotta mix this, but you want to make sure that you don't over whip it. Okay, now that your whipped cream is done, now you have to assemble your cake. So you start off by cutting a little or medium-sized hole in the cake. Now that you have your hole in the cake, you put in your cherry pie filling.
Did you put it all in?
You don't put in all of the cherry pie filling, you put in enough to cover this pool. So now you put in your whipped cream. And you gotta put this one here. And then you put on your whipped cream. You can decorate this however you want. You don't have to use the chocolate from the cake, but I do. And then I just broke up a chocolate bar, and I'm just going to sprinkle some pieces on here. And now your cake is done. You have it decorated and you made everything from scratch.
Looks good, Ken.
Thank you.
Good job, honey.